good. It's not because of A, B, and C of him standing up for what's right. It's because, oh, he's a trash player. He's not, he's not skilled anymore. He lost it. You know what I'm saying? If he would have went that route, but this route is it leads to more exposure. As far as people that, and I do, like you said, the 6 teams that did show up, I am encouraged that they did go, and that's the thing, because even though he said I'm waiting for all 24 teams, Cap really needs
32.
this, huh?
32
teams. Those 6 teams were the ones that needed to be there because they're serious.
Exactly.
They're serious about it. And they're like, oh, I don't care if it needs to be transparent or not, because I'm transparent. You feel me? And so they're walking into that direction. My whole thing is this. When it comes down to the NFL and things like that, and then, people just having their different opinions, because there's people on both sides of it. I just want people to think about this. If you were a person on a job and you were terminated wrongfully, and they're asking you to come back, and then do you feel like yourself, would you trust that employer again?
I couldn't.
And the answer is going to be no. Because they did something in the past. So what are you going to do? You're going to put some things in place when you negotiate with HR. Okay, this is what's going to have to happen, because I have to have a safety blanket in place so that I'm protecting myself moving forward, because I know what happened last time.
Exactly.
I was blackballed, and a lot of times, as we all know, history repeats itself. And so he's over here, trying to have a preventative measure in place, which is a very intelligent thing to do. But then again, there's always going to be those people that want it to be negative, period. And they know what someone's trying to do is positive, but they just want it to be negative to distract from the mission that Kaepernick is trying to do, which is trying to increase, social justice and decrease the violence against African Americans
community.
You know what I'm saying? And just have equality.
Everybody, please understand, it is not a, Black Lives Matter thing. It's more of a, I've done this for you and it's my turn to get what I deserve type of thing, and he deserves to be able to get a chance in the NFL. There are so many teams that need quarterback that he's better than their backup. So therefore, Kaepernick, I'm really hoping you get a call. I know you said you was going to keep us, knowledgeable about the situation. So, me and ISpeakMotivate are definitely going to be looking into it every single day just to figure out what's going on and get an update. And I'm just, I'm going to be baffled if nobody picks up and calls them. What about you? Would you?
At this juncture, it's a little, I don't know. It'll be hard for people, because I feel like on the NFL, either way is kind of jacked up. If somebody gets him, then it's going to be a whole thing on that team where it's going to be like, oh, they got Kaepernick, they got the problem child, and that, you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah, but when the problem child is better than your quarterback, you do what you got to do to make sure you win. It's not about, whether or not this person is someone that you like or anything like that. If he helps you win, then do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do.
Yeah, but it's like some people, they just don't want to deal with the politics of it all or the press conferences, and so they're like, I'm not gonna even pick him up. I mean, he may be good, but he's not excellent to the point of me picking him up and dealing with that media coverage and all of that. So for me, if they don't pick him up, then there's something negative on the NFL. So it's a catch-22.
Exactly.
Because if nobody picks him up, it's like, okay, y'all still doing the bull crap. You're still blacklisting him from the NFL. So they could put him on a team and just give him and punk him and give him like a little short contract thing to just say they did it. Exactly. And then just, then somehow he gets not picked up again. So say for example, give him like a year, $250,000 to $500,000 as someone back up. Let him fade out a little bit, and then don't hear from him again. And that's probably something that will happen to just get this out of their hair. Him get picked out by someone. And to be honest, for what the NFL is trying to do, is they should be like, okay, Dolphins, give him to the Dolphins, to a team that's really not winning or what have you. And put him on second string and let him fade out. Even though they should put him on first string to let him win without bring too much attention and make them like a winning team for next season. That'll bring too much attention. And they don't want positive attention to him. Exactly. But in order for their little negative thing to go out and for this to die down, they'll get him just so people can shut up and stop talking about the injustice of him not being employed and blackballed. Put him on a second string for a horrible team. So because nobody really talking about the team. Right? Nobody's really talking about the team. He's the backup of it. Give him a year contract. Let him
prove himself.
No, I'm saying for the NFL, for them not wanting him. Huh?
Prove themselves. Like, actually show that you're not lying and you're serious about giving him an opportunity. Prove themselves.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about for what is being betrayed. I mean, not betrayed. Portrayed. For what's being portrayed. To get him out the hair for like public relations reason, put him second string on a horrible team, let him sit on there for a year, nobody pick him up as a free agent or anything, and then let him fade out. Because they want that out of their hair. They tired of this public relations nightmare, which is Colin Kaepernick. And I'm saying that as something they'll probably do, which is sad. Put him on a horrible team. Put him second string. They'll talk about it for a few minutes that he got picked up. But after that, he's second string. So he's really not going to do anything unless the first string gets injured. Or put him third string, $250,000, $500,000 for a year. And nobody get him. And nobody get him as a free agent. And then he's out the hair. Oh, we hired him. He just didn't end up doing anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's out of their wood. And that's on a negative front. What I hope happens is that a good team that really cares about him, really wants to develop him, and like you were saying on that front, have the NFL prove themselves as if, you know what, we were wrong. And we were wrong. Or even if they don't want to admit that they were wrong, at least say that, you know what, we can have differences of opinion and still coexist. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We can still coexist. We won't do the random drug tests and stuff like that. just because a lot of times it's just about a dollar bill for businesses, and the NFL is a brand, and so when people was threatening stuff like that not to come in games or whatever because of the disrespect or the perceived disrespect that they seen, but it should move forward in a positive way and see what they can do actively in the community beside Colin Kaepernick, things like that. And just allow him to be the best that he can be. Have a coach that cultivates him and really cares for him. That's what I hope that happens. That's what I hope that happens. I hope the other thing that I was saying that I feel like will happen just to get him out of the way so he'll just fade out. I hope that doesn't happen because say, oh, we hired him, so you can't say nothing like that. You just never got the chance to, where they put you.
On the field.
You didn't get to see him on the field or whatever. I hope that doesn't happen because, that's how what we are talking about with jobs. We're just doing synonymous with regular 9 to 5. Say, for example, you got fired wrongly, right? You were a supervisor, you come back, they put you as a lead. Just to say that, oh, we hired you. We gave you your job back. We gave you a job, right? You don't have the same responsibilities as you, and you're not making as much of an impact as you could because you don't have that much of power. And then when your review comes around, oh, you didn't do this, and this, and this is what you said you were going to do.
Exactly.
Then when, oh, I'm sorry, we can't continue the contract with you with this employment because you weren't really well, they know it was fixed from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It was fixed from the beginning, and I can't get it past a certain point because of the certain permissions that were put in place for me and certain parameters, and you put me in that place. I honestly feel like the NFL is going to do that with what I was saying of putting him on a team that's not great, or put him as a second or third string for a year just to say, oh, we did it, just to get that off of their hair. And because they're just tired of the Colin Kaepernick thing. That's what honestly I feel like is going to happen. Your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, at the end of the day, every opportunity should be open right about now for Colin Kaepernick. And there is just... I just feel like there's no way he doesn't get a championship. He doesn't get a gig. Again, like you said, whether it's the 1 year rental or a half year rental or multi-year deal, I just feel like Colin Kaepernick, I call him Kaepernick.
I was like, who is that?
Colin Kaepernick needs to get his opportunity, and he needs to be able to perform to his best abilities, like he's been doing for years. And I just, I'm praying for you, brother. I'm praying for you that everything goes well, and that you get your position back in the NFL,
and that he's able to do his passion, because a lot of times when you do stand up for what's right, a lot of times, stuff is stripped from you, and you're ostracized, you're isolated, and people that were once your friends are there for you, they're not really there anymore. They kind of fade out. But that's how you truly figure out who your true friends are, and your family and your supporters. The whole thing is it's not hard to be someone. I mean, it's hard to be someone that's standing up for something. Whoever you are, whatever you're standing up for, it's hard to do that because a lot of time it is lonely. It's not It's not a group thing usually. The majority is easy. It's easy for people to speak up and stuff when it's a majority vote or a majority consensus. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when you're alone, it's harder to stand on your own 2 feet. And because a lot of times there's different people in different positions that are higher than you in some aspects. And